Michael Hadley, everybody. The fabulous, fabulous Michael Hadley. And on bird noises and assorted sounds.
All right then. Okay then. Acapella. 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, evening friends. Here's your friendly announcer. I'm serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the word disaster. Take your joy and laughter and turn it to tears and great Stevie Wonder song.
Yay! Oh, Janice! Yeah, Janice, come on out. Ooh. Yes, right there you go.
We're going to do something fun right now. Hold on tight to your dream. Well, hold on tight to your dream. Hold on. When you feel it bursting and you feel like your heart is breaking, hold on tight to your dream. Been a long time to live. Hold on. Time just rolls on and on. Hold on. Hold on. When you need shoulder to run, when you get so sick of trying, you got to hold on tight to your dream. When you get so down that you can't get up, and you want so much to have love, you're down hearted and misunderstood. Over and over, remember you're good, yeah. Hold on tight to your, hold on, hold on, hold on tight to your dream. Hold on, hold on. When you feel shadows fall, and you hear the cold wind calling, hold on tight to your dream. Well, when you get so down that you can't get up, and you want so much to be out of love, when you're so downhearted and misunderstood, over and over, remember you're good. Hold on tight to your dreams. Hold on. Well, hold on tight to your dreams. When you feel shadows falling, when you hear the cold wind calling, hold on tight to your dreams. Yeah, now just hold on tight to your dreams. Yeah, hold on tight to your dreams. Thank you. A little ELO to start the day. Why not? All right, everybody, it's that time to please turn off your cell phones. And thank you. And we're going to stand up, we're going to stretch, we're going to get ready to do our opening song, One Big Family. And here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All right, everybody, let's go. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 say hello to somebody around you. Hi, David.
Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. How is everyone this morning? Ah, well, you look wonderful, fabulous, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, right? So let's see what's going on. We got a lot going on. Don't forget Holly's class. You can sign up for that. That starts Tuesday, February the 5th. I can't believe it's February almost already. And so this is about decluttering. You want to have things come into your life. You got to get rid of some of the old. And so she's a coach on that. And then Dale will be teaching the power of your word, which is also a very great class because it's about spiritual mind treatment. It's an accredited class. And just remember, whatever word you speak, it's the law. So join her for that. We need volunteers still for the tour to Palm Springs, especially the afternoon from 3 to 6. So that sounds like something that you would like to do. It really helps the center. And also Mimi is also in charge of, Hollis Smith was one of our congregants who made his transition, and he was really big in tennis. They're dedicating a court to him at the tennis gardens. They're going to have a free luncheon on February the 10th. If you're interested in going to be part of that, it'll be I'm running over there after the second service. Please sign up. See Mimi, she has the information on that. Go back to Child Help. Child Help. So many of you, Child Help wants to thank all of our congregants. We really make a difference with those children that are up in Beaumont. You made their Christmas, and part of this is it's part of our outreach that we do, and they really want to thank you all. So I would like to thank you. You've made a difference in some children's lives. Today we're having our visioning workshop with the lovely Laura Meeks is going to be doing that. So if you're really serious, we're stepping it up in 2019. So stick around. That's right. Thank you, Vanna. We're stepping it up in 2019. So if you want to change your lives and you're serious about it, please show up for that workshop this afternoon. And today is Carol Davis's last Sunday as our youth coordinator and our director. We want to thank her, but we have a couple of people that have volunteered to do 2 Sundays a month, but we still need 2 more people. If we don't get somebody, it'll be a daycare basically. So anyway, if you're interested, I'll be out there. I'll talk to you after the service. So I think that's it. Oh, you want to tell them about that?
Circle of Love Gathering. Yes, there's a Circle of Love Gathering, which is a retreat for CSL in the Southern California area. It's March 28th through 31st. It's in, I think, Lucerne, which is like close by. Yeah, it's a couple, someplace over there. All I know is over there. Anyway.
He only leaves the valley by plane.
I don't drive it.
He goes somewhere.
Too stressful. Dr. David Leonard is going to be facilitating along with Reverend Mark Acamundo. And if you know Dr. David, you probably never met him unless you were at Asilomar. This guy is so sweet. He is like Dr. Sufi. I mean, he is just so sweet and cuddly, and he does a great job. And then some of the musicians you recognize, Gary Floyd will be there. And remember Amy, the one that did the rap a couple weeks ago? She'll be one of the featured musicians there as well. So if you'd like more information, grab a flyer, go to their website. They're going to give us early bird special till the middle of February. All right, our artist today, Jerry Lynn, why don't you introduce our guest artist?
My pleasure. All right, thank you, Dr. Joe. Good morning, everybody. We have a great treat for you today. This is a dear friend of mine from way back in the 1980s. We were on the same bandstand with the Righteous Brothers. And and then she left to go sing with Michael Bolton for 19 years. So, in addition to the Moody Blues and Charlie Rich and Engelbert. That's a big one. She also recorded with Ringo Starr, from that 4-piece group back in Liverpool, and the fabulous Neil Young. She's an amazing singer-songwriter herself, but today she's going to get up and be a guest artist, solo vocalist. Please put your hands together for Janice Liebhart. This is the cutest thing ever. This is her father's fireman's helmet from 1948 in this picture. I love this.
Yeah, I love that hat. I still have it. It's from 1948. It's his first fireman's hat. And apparently Bob's dad was a fireman too, so we have that in common. Anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to come to this fantastic gathering. with this great band. Don't have to humble yourself to me. I ain't no judge or your king. Baby, you know I ain't no queen of Sheba. We may not have our own dignity. You know this could be just a powerful thing. Baby, we can choose. You know we ain't no amoeba. For a thing called love. Don't come from me and you, it comes from up above. I ain't no porcupine, take off your kid clothes. Are you ready for a thing called love? I ain't no Ed Cummings, come down so. Here to clean up your reputation. Baby, you know none of us are some Prince Charming. No. We can live in fear or act out of hope for some kind of peaceful situation. Baby, how come the cry of love is so alarming? Well, are you ready for a thing called love? Don't come from me and you, it comes from up above. No porcupine, take off your kid clothes. Are you ready for a thing called love? Woo. Now ugly ducklings don't turn into swans and go off swimming down the lake. With your sunglasses off or your on, there's always time for the love you make. Take off your kid clothes. Are you ready for a thing, baby? Well, are you ready for a thing called love? Don't come from me and you, it comes from up above. I ain't no porcupine, take off your kid clothes. Are you ready for it? Oh, are you ready for a thing, baby? Are you ready for it? Woo, come on now. Yeah, oh, let your heart open. Are you ready for it? Hey, woo! Ooh, yeah.
All right, Janice.
Band. Awesome.
All right, let's hear for the band, the singers, everybody. They do a great job every week. Hey, let's take a deep breath in, yeah? So everybody take a deep breath in, sigh on the exhale. Oh, Mom's here. Hi, Mom. You haven't been here for a month. Sinner. It's okay. I know people. Glad you're back, Mom. Let's take a deep breath in. Sigh on the exhale. Now I want you to pretend that you just cleaned the entire garage and all your junk drawers. Give me a big, deep breath in. Now sigh. Sounds like we have some homework to do, but okay. This is the time in our service where we go into our quiet time, where we hit pause on the events that are going on in the world and in our own private lives. We just hit pause just for a few moments, just so we can center ourselves, align ourselves with the energy. And actually, I was telling the prayer circle this morning that there's an energy that flows through this building. This building has been here for close to 30 years doing the teaching what we're teaching. And there's a vibration and a frequency that is literally, we're sitting on it right now, that has healed thousands and thousands of lives over time. So let's align ourselves with that energy of the universe and the energy that's right here in this room. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I give. I will always love and trust You, and in Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, through You I am power divine, and I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all.
Good morning, Center of Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. There is a holy presence, a field of infinite love that is in and through all things. It is a magnificent harmony expressed as light, belief, and truth. It is God. It is the Holy Spirit. It is life. Life from a sense of union with this invisible life, allowing my mind, my intellect, and my being to become that instrument of spirit. I am an artist, and I create through inspiration and imagination as I enter into the joy of living in my life, and allows me to create and demonstrate a continuous growth and unfoldment in my
All I surrender all. Spirit, I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. Let's take a deep breath in. So in most centers, they sing this song at the very end of the service. And I've chosen to put it at the end of our meditation because I truly believe that when you look at the words in this song, while they're a collective consciousness in and of itself, it's actually a prayer for each one of us individually. So we sing it really slow, mindful of all the different words that we're singing and what their intent is. And we just allow ourselves to know that we are the center of peace. It begins with us. It's not about our neighbor or anything around us. It's our own perception of what peace means. So as you sing these words, I want you to take them as your own, as if you were singing your own prayer. Please join me.
There is no one there to dry your tears. I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. Maybe you haven't yet made up your mind. I will never do you wrong. If you listen to your heart, you'll find in my cares where you belong. When you're lost and you're feeling blue, call to me, I'll be here for you. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling sea, and on the highway of regrets, the winds of change are blowing wild and free. But you ain't seen nothing like me yet. Nothing that I wouldn't do. I'd move heaven, I'd move earth for you, to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
Janice Leadhart.
Thank you.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I didn't fall down. I'm Annie Meeks, and I am one of the giving chairs for the Abundance Committee, and I'm also on your Board of Trustees. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about our story and how it relates back to the things that we've been talking about all this month. I mean, the vision, the commitment, resources, and accountability. Growing up, I was a boy-crazy girl. I had this vision that I was going to marry someone tall, dark, and gorgeous. I was going to have a house and a family, and it was going to be a loving family, that we were going to be soulmates for each other, that we're going to be truly committed to the people that we are, that we were going to be our authentic selves together. I didn't have to put on a mask, and he wouldn't have to put on a mask, and it was going to be a very great life. We would have the resources that we needed to raise our children that we would have, and we would be accountable for who we were to each other and who we were to our children. And to tell you the truth, I did achieve all that. It just came with a little bit of a quirk. So I'll let you watch the video and see what the quirk was.
And we can change the world one heart at a time.
I want to tell you a little bit about an accountability story. And with accountability, one of the things that you have to have is the support of a community. It takes a village or whatever. I was living the dream. I was in the Air Force. My spouse, tall, handsome, dark, gorgeous, into not a different person, but a different appearance of a person. And Laura had made the decision that Laura needed to become Laura. It wasn't an easy decision for either of us to make, but we were both committed to our marriage. We had 3 great lives. Was knowing that we had to remain accountable to our kids because they were honestly the light of our life, and we needed to set the example, and I in particular, I think, needed to set the example for how they needed holding me accountable. Whether they really realized that they were doing that or not was tremendously important in us being able to weather some of the storms that we got to weather. And I guess I just want to say that that's your journey too. It may not be the same as mine, but we've all been there, and you can't do it without help.
So we want you to know that you aren't alone in this journey, that we're all taking together, because we are in this together. We want us all to succeed, and we want this year to be the best year ever.
If you want real change in your life, it really takes a commitment, it takes accountability, and it's a commitment that you make to yourself and that you also make to the center. And we hope you join us. And the story of success and abundance and wonderful vision in your life happens with commitment. So if you haven't filled out your form, please do so. It really makes a difference in the center, and it'll also make a difference in your personal life as well.
And we can change the world one heart at a time.
Well, the best part of my life also deserves. I didn't know he was going to be quite as gorgeous as she is, but I appreciate that she is. You know, we really are trying to encourage you to know and believe that this is your spiritual home. I can tell you that for us, we did some of the things that we did in the dark. We were fortunately blessed and I think guided by Spirit in a lot of ways. But we have a place here and a wonderful spiritual director and all the people that participate in bringing us this spirituality. And we do need to make that commitment and we need to remain accountable, first to ourselves. I think that's the most important thing, but also to the center, and to learn and understand the teachings, which I really wish that we had had 33 years ago when we started this path, but we have them here, and we have, as I said, wonderful leaders that help us with that journey. So I would just encourage you all to think about what you want, to come to Laura's Vision Workshop at 12:30, and to make your commitment to this place being the center of your spiritual life and the growth that comes from it. Thanks.
So before you go, Annie, I just want to say, actually, you know what? Let's give Annie and Laura a round of applause for what their disclosures are. Brave and courageous, and I honor you. I know that when someone changes their life, it changes your life. You know, when they transition, you transition, and transition means change, and that you stood up and very brave and courageously shared your story. So I want to again thank you for doing that as well. So today we're going to talk about chapter 4 on the Science of Mind. But before we do that, I want to review the first 3 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. We do this every January. First of all, we talked about the thing itself. For those of you who are new, we talk about the thing, meaning God. We don't like to call it God because some people don't like the word God. And if you call it spirit, some people don't like spirit. Jesus, Lord, Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Muhammad. It doesn't matter to us. What we do is we talk about how this thing, this power works. After that, we talk about what it does, how it creates for us, and how it works, how we're working it right now. So today we want to talk about the 4th chapter, which is, how to use it. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to take some quotes. I'm going to do a couple things on the very front end, but then I'm actually going to run through my slides quickly, very quickly, and then I'm going to circle back and go through them because I'm going to teach a concept that I was challenged this week to learn myself. And I think one learns when they teach. And so it worked at the first service. I'm sure it's going to work at the second, right? So that's my challenge today, to actually help embody these ideas for myself and for you, because I think they're really valuable. So the first one, I want to do take some quotes directly from the textbook. The Science of Mind. One of the greatest difficulties in the new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. Agreed? Yeah, a lot of times we learn this stuff and it sounds really good. And when we go home on Sundays, we bounce out to the car, we make a few phone calls to people. They think, oh my God, they finally made it over the hump. And then about 3 o'clock, you're like, oh my God, it doesn't work anymore. or as soon as you turn on the TV, one or the other. So, we do a lot of theory, but it's really not theory. It has to be put into practice. And the second part is, as a matter of fact, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. If you look at your life right now, you are the sum total of that belief system. All the relationships you have in your life, all the financial situations you have in your life, the health you have in your life, and the creative expression of work that you have in your life. It's all part and parcel of what you've believed and put into practice up till now. I'm going to say up till now, because tomorrow you can change that. Today you can change that. But you are the sum total of all your activity, the way you believed it to be in demonstrated form up till now. Now, some of you might go, yes, but this is not what I wanted. Anybody? This is not what I wanted. There are parts of my life that are so screwed up, I can't imagine this being what I asked for. And I'm like, well, my guess is, when you learn later on what we're going to teach today, you've been spending a lot of time focusing on the not things instead of the have things. All right? So, next thing. Show me. Remember that Jerry Maguire movie? It was a Cuba Gooding that's like, show me the money! I think we're asked by the universe to say, show me my health. Show me my relationships. Prove me now that if you don't believe this, I won't open up the storehouse of good and all the blessings will come to you, right? But what's the key? I have to open up the storehouse. If not, I'm just looking at a giant storage unit of good going, why not me? What's the key? What am I supposed to do? But prove me now. Show it to me. I like that in Malachi. Prove to me now. Prove me now. And I like the proof. The fact is, your life is living proof of all that you've believed up till now, and if you want to make it, expand it, and change it, then that's what we're here to do. That's what we've been teaching. That's what we teach 52 weeks a year, how to make that happen. So, the theory that I'm going to teach today is called What If, Why Not? Say that for me, please. What if, why not? And I'm going to run through a series of slides. I'm going to read them and then circle back. But I want to do that because I have to put it in context. If I took one slide after the other without putting the whole picture in context, it might be a little confusing. So I'm going to change the way I teach this today. So, take a deep breath in. I will too. I should have had 4 more cups of coffee during the break, but we didn't. All right, here we go. What if? What if is a question of exploration, what might be. The question is imaginative and receptive. In a world geared toward making all of us the same, corporations, values, religions, codes of conduct, societies, equal laws and rules, what if dares us to uncover something different, something unusual, something else, something not the same? What if is a question that demands volume, more ideas, more possibilities, and more perspectives. In general, most people typically come up with one solution, then implement it because it's expedient. Yet, being creative, asking what if, means coming up with as many ideas as possible, even bad ideas, if for no other reason than bad ideas are often the birthplace of good ideas, and good ideas are often the birthplace of great ideas. We good? Why not is the spiritual brother of what if. Where the first question focuses on possibilities, why not challenges the limitations we perceive about the idea itself. Limitations fall into 2 groups, real and perceptual. Real limitations might be logistical, an idea that can't be implemented for a variety of reasons. Environmental, it might work in one place but not another. Or situational, an idea that doesn't fit with the status quo. Perceptual issues are more common. They are imposed in our minds by groups, individuals, and sometimes ourselves. Are we good? Are you bored? Whether real or perceptual, in the end, it really doesn't matter what kind of issue they are. It's vital to acknowledge and understand these issues and problems raised by why not, because it's why the idea can't be put into action, and I will add, and can be put into action. The pendulum swings both ways. Why not ask questions about what's getting in the way?
At the same time, be careful of the answer. It might be negative, that won't work, or unconstructively critical, that's a bad idea. The question challenges the status quo, so it's no surprise that why not is sometimes confrontational. But without knowing the answer to why not, you don't go anywhere. Another way of looking at these two questions, what if uncovers our future, why not uncovers what's going on right now? Did we set the stage? Are you intrigued? Is there a mystery behind all of what was just said? Yes, you're like, oh my God, where's my volume? Okay, here we go. What if, why not? Say it for me, please. First one, what if, is a question of exploration. What might be? Trey and I used to play this little game. Anybody go to Elmer's in Indio, right? Elmer's in Indio. When you walk into Elmer's in Indio, what's the first thing you see outside of little bubblegum machines? The lottery, right? The lottery, how much the lottery is worth this week, right? So Trey and I used to play this game, right? We'd go in and we'd walk in and I'm going, oh, look, the jackpot's like $77 million. What, as we sit down, I go, what if we won that today? What if that would happen? What would our life be? And I'd be so excited. And he's like, really? But I'm like, it's really fun to play that game. What if? Because it required us to required me, him just drink his iced tea, but it required me to open up my imagination. And it would also made me receptive to a life bigger than the one I had. By purely playing the game of what if, it opened me up to a bigger life than I was currently living. Now, that wasn't going to say I wasn't going to win $77 million. Boy, wouldn't that be nice. But at least I was playing the game and using my imagination and also being receptive, in other words, ideas and receiving input, energy, to make something bigger and more expansive in my life. So when you ask what if, it's actually a question that's trying to push you into greater expression, all right? In a world geared toward making all of us the same, and think about that, we are governed a lot by social media and pressures. Advertising. Think about it. Corporations, values, religions, codes of conduct, societies, laws of rule. I mean, we are really... whoops. Sorry, I lost my ear. Okay, we're really pushed by this. Think about it. If you think about how media... Look, okay, prime example. How many of you have seen those prescription ads for people riding their bike, going... And it's talking about some really devastating thing happening to their body, and you're thinking, well, why can't that be me? Anybody? What if that were me? What if that were me? Why isn't that me? And they're riding their bike and they're feeling good about life, and you're going, but my life sucks right now. I have this thing and it's not helping me. So we're geared toward wanting this expression that sometimes is attainable, sometimes not. I'm not going to have that body that Jack LaLanne had, right, or somebody else. I'm not going to have that. I'm not willing to commit to that, right? But so I have to remind myself that the image that I have has to be the image for me that I've established for myself, not what other people have established for me. Make sense? What if dares us to uncover something different, something unusual, something else, something not the same? Ask yourself, what if my health were different? What if my finances were different? What if my relationships were different? What if my work and how I creatively express myself, what if that were different? And how do I make that happen? And the thing is, if I ask you what that would look like, and if you can't write that down, that's the first problem we have, because your universe can't be clear of its demonstration. So the first duty we have, which is why we've been talking about this little piece of paper now for 3 weeks, is to go home and fill this out and come back to the visioning session at 12:30 and learn the process of visioning. Visioning is not daydreaming. That's part of it to get the ideas. But then there are techniques in which daydreams become demonstrations. All right? Learning how to make daydreams demonstrations. That's what we're going to be teaching you. What if is a question that demands volume, more ideas, more possibilities, more perspectives. So when someone says, what if, you're being asked to be bigger than what you are. Take the situation and expand it and make it bigger than what it currently is. It's demanding us. The universe is always pushing us into an expansive idea, a greater expression. The universe never contracts itself into good. You can't shrink yourself into good. Does that make sense? The universe is about natural expansion and expression, so you can't contract into your good. The natural inclination of universal energy is one of expansion. Now, in general, most people typically come up with one solution and implement it because it's expedient. So someone will say, what if we do this? And you go, oh, great idea. And then you immediately check off the list and go, you don't even think about it anymore. There's danger in taking the first idea and not playing with it. Think about this. Are you one of those people that make checklists? You know, like a list every day? I know people that make up a list, and the first thing they do on the list is things they've already done so they can scratch something off the list. Right? Grocery shop, laundry, clean the car. Okay, I already did those. And then they start with the real list, right? We do this as individuals because when we get an idea, we go, what is the quickest way to solve this, the most painless way, the easiest way? Give me the solution. I'm on it. I'm out. And we don't go through the process of expanding into something greater. I love this part. Yet being creative means coming up with many ideas as possible, even bad ideas. Because bad ideas are the birthplace for good ideas. And good ideas are the birthplace for great ideas. But if you settle on the first idea first, you haven't even played the game of what could be. You're just trying to get it off your plate, which is a natural inclination. I do that all the time. What's the easiest way for me to get out of this? Anybody? Yeah, I play that game all the time, and then I realize the easiest one usually makes me come back and repeat it again. It shows up in a different form. In other words, it shows up in a different relationship or a different health condition or a different financial situation. But the lesson is the same, but it keeps repeating itself because I keep implementing the easiest of ideas. So what if is a playground of your imagination to say, what if I could expand my expression in life? What if I were to do something differently in my health or my relationships or my career? What if? And dabble in the daydream of it and allow certain things to come. Now, some ideas are going to be great and some ideas are not going to be great at all. But at least you can differentiate. You're at least playing the game. Does that make sense? All right. Why not is the spiritual brother of what if. Where the first question focuses on possibilities, why not challenges the limitations we perceive about the idea itself. So we'll say, well, what if, and immediately we'll go, well, why not? Well, I can tell you a million reasons why that's not going to work. Do you know that person? I have a whole list of reasons why this is good. But no, it's not going to work for you. And they have no problem telling you how you're going to fail, right? So they bring up the worst in you. A lot of people will bring up the worst in you and bring up your limitations. It's not bad enough that you already have them yourself in your own consciousness, thinking crap about yourself that you can't do. Someone else is going to tell you and confirm it. You know what I tell that person? I need to get a new phrase. It's not real biblical. It's real not Christian-like. Starts with go to or go. Are you with me? Okay, good. Tell that one to the Baptists. Okay. Limitations fall into two groups. We have real and perceptual. Real limitations might be logistical. For a variety of reasons, can't be implemented. For whatever reason, right? Logistical. I can't get for my mother. My mom and I grew up on a lake. She raised me on a lake with my dad on a sailboat, and you know I'd have friends on the sailboat, and they're like, "Okay, we're ready to go home," and they're like, "Well, why aren't you pointing us to home?" I'm like, "Because the wind's not going to take me home. I got to go over here first, and then I got to go over here, then I got to go over here, and then I'll get home." But I can't just point it home when the wind's not making it right for the sails to take me home. So a lot of times, logistically, we want to go from point A to point B, and in the absence of a clear path, we'll say it's not God's will that this happen because I've been taken on this safari tour. that I wasn't expecting. Anybody? And then you go, oh my God, it's not supposed to happen because I wanted to go from A to B and I'm going from A to D to E to F, 9 ways to Sunday. And the thing is, if it's meant to be, it's going to unfold, but you may have to make additional stops along the way. Right? All right, so that's the first one, logistical. Second one's environmental. I'm sorry, but there is no way in hell you are going to snow ski from this mountain up here. It can't happen. You can take all the skiing lessons you want. You could buy all the equipment you want. You could look like a snow bunny in Vail. But you get to the top of that mountain right up here and you try to go snow skiing, there is no snow. So if you want to snow ski, you have to go where it snows. Makes perfect sense, but you'd be surprised how many people want to do stuff in a place where it can't be done. You're like, you'll have to move, and they go, but I don't want to. I'm like, but you can't ski in Indio. Make sense? Finally, environmental. Then last place is situational. An idea that doesn't fit with the status quo. It's just going to be too much. You just can't push that envelope that far. You don't feel comfortable doing that. All right? Perceptual issues are more common. They are imposed by groups, by an individual, and sometimes ourselves. Usually, perception issues are self-imposed. And if you're like me, I am really good at imposing perceptual issues all by myself, right? I have a whole list of them. If I have a tire that's low. I've been driving around for 2 days with a low tire. You know why? Because I have a perception that I can't fill up that tire. I blew a tire one time as a kid on a bike. I remember the loud explosion in my ear. And ever since then, don't touch a tire. You're not qualified. Same thing happens with those puzzles, those 10,000-piece puzzles. I would rather have tonsillectomy without anesthesia. Just not going to happen. That's a perception issue. It's probably not real. I'm sure 2 Xanax and a margarita, I could get through it. But then I asked myself, why? Why do you have to do this, right? What drives you to do this? And so some of them are perceptual. Most of them are imposed by me because I tell myself I can't do something. So whether real or perceptual, in the end, it really doesn't matter what kind of issue they are. It's vital to the knowledge and understanding these issues and problems raised by why not, because it's why the idea cannot be put into action, and that can all change on one idea. That you have faith in the universe to make it happen. I can come up with a million reasons why I cannot or I won't, which is a bigger one, why I cannot or why I won't do something, but there's only one answer the universe has for me in the long term. What is it? Yes. Say yes. So all that can be thrown out the door when I allow myself to understand how the universe works, and the universe always says, does it recognize my limitations? Yes, it will if I talk about them all the time. Yeah? All right? Why not ask questions about what's getting in the way? At the same time, be careful of the answer. It might be negative. That won't work, or unconstructive. That's a bad idea. So we have to be careful about the why, how we answer the why not. I like to think of why not instead of going to the negative, but like this. Well, why not? Let's do this. Let's make this happen. Why not? Why not? I've done that my whole life. Why not become a flight attendant? Why not have a kid? Why not do this? Why not go there? Why not? Instead of, well, I can tell you why not. No. I'm only entertaining the, why not? Let's do it. I've run the ministry like this at Arch Center. Somebody comes up and wants to start a group on something. You want to start naked hiking with science of mind principles. As long as you're hot, take pictures on the way, good. Don't post them on social media. But my attitude is, yeah, why not? You want to do that? Why not? Absolutely, we can support that. Support pet ministries and soul sisters and all kinds of stuff. Why not? Why not? We can do this. God can do this. If God can do that, why don't we do it? So you have to make sure you're answering the question in a proper way. The question challenges the status quo, so it's no surprise that why not is sometimes confrontational. But without knowing the answer to why not, sometimes we can't go anywhere. We have to be able to recognize that our own worst enemy is the negative answers to why not. Another way of looking at these two questions, what if uncovers the future, why not uncover what's going on right now? Good? So here we go. Say that out loud, please. Say it again. Limitation has no law to support it. So all the reasons why, the hundreds of reasons why I say to myself, I can't or won't do something, the universe doesn't support that spiritually. It will support it in manifested form because it's done unto me as I believe. But spiritually, the universe wants us to expand and express, not contract, and not stay static. We get frustrated with static. We get frustrated with contraction. We might think it's easier in the moment, and sometimes it is because we're feeling pain or grief, so we contract for a little bit, but we only contract long enough to get the energy to propel ourselves forward, not to hang out there. Because the universe wants us to move on this, all right? Next thing, the truth is instantaneous in its demonstration. Hardest part. Instantaneous in its demonstration? You mean it's already done? Yeah, it's already done. But taking only such time in its unfoldment as inherent in the law of a logical and sequential evolution. Sometimes it just takes time. You can't rush that. I mean, how many mothers would have loved to have had 3 days of pregnancy, not 9 months? Any guys ever pass a kidney stone? Wish you could have done it in 5 minutes, right? We all want it like that, but it takes time to do the logical and sequential thing. We must trust the invisible, for it is the sole cause which that becomes visible. So we have to lean into what it does, how it works, the thing itself. We lean into that because that's how it demonstrates in our life. That's how you brought people into your life. That's how you bring jobs into your life. That's how you bring everything into your world. It's through that idea. Grand finale, page 60, last page of the chapter 4. All right, the introduction to the whole textbook. A new light is coming into the world. A new light is coming into the world, written in 1927. Listen to this. A new light is coming into the world. We are on the borderland of a new experience. The veil between spirit and matter is very thin. The invisible passes into visibility through our faith in it. A new science, a new religion, and a new philosophy are rapidly being developed. This is in line with the evolution of the great presence, and nothing can hinder its progress. I'm going to stop there for a minute. Some people might look at the world situation and go, what the hell is going on? Nothing can hinder its progress unless we give it energy. Nothing can hinder its progress unless I energize it. Think about that. I lost my place. It is useless as well as foolish to make any attempts to cover this principle or to hold it as a vested right of any religion, sect, or order. No one is going to lay claim on this and say, we're the only religion, sect, or order teaching this. Kind of surprises me a little bit. It makes me wonder, is it cold in here? Yes. Turn that off, please. Thank you. It makes me wonder that too. I was flipping through the channels the other day and I ran into Joel Osteen. And I love Joel Osteen. Basically, Joel Osteen teaches the science of mind for 29 minutes and 30 seconds. And then at the very end, you know what he says? Find yourself a Bible-based church and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. I'm like, so our message is out there. Some people just paint it different at the end. But that message is getting out there. We can't call it our own, nor do we want to. We want everyone to buy in however their faith will allow them to get there. The truth will out. The Spirit will make itself known. Happy are we if we see these things which, from the foundation of the human race, have been longed for by all aspiring souls. Who doesn't want peace in their relationships? Who doesn't want health? Anybody not want financial security? A good job or creative self-expression? No, that we all desire that because it's innate. It's an innate desire. It's an innate urge for us to want and desire that longing within us. And we all aspire to that. Finally, true thought deals with first cause, and this science is the study of first cause, spirit, or the truth. That invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes. That spiritual jello that I talked about, the universal jello. The power back of all things, this thing itself. Done. Yeah. So, thank you. Before you run out, I do want to mention this. We are in the middle of our commitment campaign. Today is the last Sunday. We're collecting forms. That's why they're on your chair. If you haven't filled one out, we commit to you all of our resources that you've seen us work month after month. We're here week after week. Whether you're here or not, we're still here. And I know you want us to be here in the way that we're here when you need us and you return. Does that make sense? So that requires, we commit ourselves to you, and we're very grateful for the things that you've committed to us. We would like to have your commitment forms back as soon as possible so that we can figure out what we're able to commit to in terms of resources for the next year. So please fill that out, recognizing that we are here 52 weeks a year, and whether you're here or not, you want us to be here in the way you want us to be here when you return. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great Sunday.
All right, so I'd like to call our ushers to please come forward. And those of you that are live streaming, there's a button there to donate. You can hit that. Or you can text your offering to the center to support our live streaming and our center and all that we do. All right, so let's say our offertory prayer together, please. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center.
So while we're singing this song.
Oh, yes. So we already have had so many of you already make your commitment. We want to show the names and thank you for being so right on it and knowing that all of you, your names will be up there too next week. So please, if your form, there's going to be a basket out there. If you haven't filled out the information and made your commitment, stepping it up, please put it out there. And
now let's sing our song.
Yes.
Sing it out with me, come on, we know it. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. One time all the way through again, come on. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. And every day I wake up and I say, I love my life. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me to be kind. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me. It's
so we have somebody new here. You haven't been with us that long, have you?
About 10 minutes.
10 months. Okay, tell them your name, Jean.
Jean Terrell Wright.
Right. And Jean is also the leader of our Threshold Choir. She organizes it and is dedicated to it. If you have any questions about that, she's the lady to talk to, right? So we're very happy you're here, Jean. So let us bless our offering together, please. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. As this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. So please give it to Annie, our chair. Thank you, Jean. All right, at this time, I'd like to welcome our guests. If you are here for the first time, please stand. We'd love to give you a gift and welcome you. Yes, all right, welcome. So what we're giving you is a CD with information about our center. And what we'd love for you to do is stop by the foyer table and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. We welcome you. If you're from the Valley, please come back and make this your spiritual home. If you're visiting, enjoy yourself. You are here in paradise. And so also, I'd like for all my practitioners that are here to please stand, and ministers. And these are part of our prayer team. And these three practitioners will be over in the Om room, and they will be doing prayer work. So if there's anything you're going through or any intentions or anything you want to set, please go over there and see our practitioners. Thank you, practitioners. Don't forget, this is what's going on this week. I just want something that's not on there is that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do live Facebook. And we're opening the sanctuary up on Tuesdays and Thursdays for live tapings. And so if you have any questions you want to ask, we'd love for you to be here to participate with that. It's here in the sanctuary. Just come on in by around 9:30. We start shooting at 10 and we'll be done by 10:30. So it's Tuesdays and on Thursdays. And then also my book study, we're finished for a couple weeks. We'll be starting a new book in a couple weeks. But there's something here almost every day of the week. So please make yourself available for that. And don't forget, you can stick around and come to the visioning class at 12:30 that Laura's going to be leading. It'll be fabulous. Great way to start your new year, stepping it up. So let's just do a closing prayer. So from that place of knowing, that question, what if we expand our awareness, think of things that we truly, truly want to experience. And the why not is, why not? Why not? If I so desire it, I see it, I make that commitment, and I'm accountable for my actions in the direction of my vision, the universe always says yes. And so from this awareness, we relax into that knowing that we are truly loved, knowing that that divine spark is in each and every one of us, just waiting for our demand on it. And so I know that this is the truth. I know how powerful each and every one of us here is. I know that we are making a difference in the world, that we truly are changing lives one heart at a time, and it starts with our own. So knowing that this is the truth, I let go, I let God, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful week, and hopefully I'll see you back here at 12:30.